Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get to it. Apple is sitting right inside my PD15 box this morning, and this is where impatient traders get chopped up. If price closes above 310.42, buyers may be taking control, but if it loses 308.88, sellers can take this lower. Let's build the plan before the bell. What's good, YGO family? It's TJ, and welcome back to the pre market breakdown where we get locked in before the bell so we already know the plan before most people even open their charts. Today, we're looking at Apple on the 15-minute chart, and I'm gonna keeping this simple. Prices inside the box right now, so I'm not guessing. I'm waiting for Apple to pick a side. So let me also say in this quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice. This is for educational purpose only. This is not telling you how to trade. It's just telling you my opinion on what I do, what I'm seeing, and always do your own due diligence and research. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I thought I'll take a different approach and show you how I do this step by step, so you can truly understand how I get my numbers and what I do. So the first thing I do is I'm marking when I say the PD15 box, what I do is I take the last candle where pretty much what market was the battleground for the market last, which is that 3:45 to 4 o'clock candle. I take my array. Um, a horizontal array tool, and I do the top and the bottom of that candle. I can zoom in so you can see. So I take the top, and I do include the wicks, so that sets uh, my top and bottom of that. That's 340. I got 314, 310, 41. So we'll add that. Let's set. I want to say it's 42. Sometimes, yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so then I just go ahead and make this as my PD, and I label just so it's easy to see on the chart when I'm looking. And I put that as my high. And so there we go, and this is my low. I mean, that's gonna be 308 and 88. Fixed coordination. Just let's make sure that's correct. Uh, One way I probably could do it better is do like the snap magnet tool so that it snaps into place where I want it. Um, but if we're looking into see, pre-market's already outside of my box, but we'll get to that in just a second. Um, so after I do that, a lot of times I take in consideration once I've built that is I look at I take the ATR for Apple, and the daily ATR right now, daily ATR is for Apple is $9.83. So I just do the math for that. I do the 100% of that for wherever price is. So we will have to go to the extended hours, and right now is the price is at 307. But honestly, I'd usually take what price ended on yesterday and do it from there. We adjust. So yesterday it ended at 309.38. So we can adjust my price targets from that place. Another way of doing it, we can see what price has has come to before on the hour. So where I think price can come back and test about 305.12. Let's see. It's a strong move here. So it's about 305.12, which is about 38.2. That's the 38.2%. And I actually wrong one. For this, I do my horizontal. I do the horizontal. Use green because this is where it can bounce, and I'll label that as put TP1, and I'll just do for sake of time 305.12, and then for the second we just clone this and we'll change it for about the 68.6, 68.5. We can go down to what's another one? I think it's this out your way. Here's another level where I would say see price go to about right. So it's like 30. Actually, right about here, 302. Yep. This is for the put, and all this is for the puts. So I do put two, take profit two. Say about what is it, 302.57. We'll leave it 302.57. Okay. 7. And so 308 plus 9 minus 9. It's like it could go all the way down to 299. I think that's gotta do quick math. But honestly, an hour, I'm gonna do it right here. It's gonna be between the 209, and this is nothing exact. There's always a zone, so you can see if you scroll out where price is. There's definitely been a lot of uh, touches here. So yeah, let's go. I like this here. All right, here we go, right there. So we're gonna say 300. Again, it can drop a little bit more, but around here is about right there is where I see it going for my P take profit three, which is around 328. All right, for the upside, we're looking around 314. I think that's where I clocked it about right here, we'll say. All right, I can see it come that this should be like around my first take profit. If it breaks the high, so if it breaks 310.42, I can see the first stop. And I use the hour just because it's a stronger level, higher time frame and all that. And I changed the color here to red just because for me that's resistant. That signals resistance, meaning that once it hits the ceiling, once it hits this take profit, it could make it come back down. Like throwing a ball up, and when once it hits the ceiling, it comes back down. So I use the red to let me know, okay, I need to take some profit here. So um, let's see, TP1. Let's leave it at 3. Uh, put call TP1. Um, yeah, about right there, 314.69. Oh, maybe not that high. That's that's good right there. 314.42. We'll go here. That'll be another like 317. I like it. That's where, and if you see, price reacted real heavy right there. So I definitely want to add my second take profit there around 317, about right there, 316.92. Call. Two. And then for if it decides to keep going, I see about right here, 320 anywhere, about 320. Let's go right here, 320, 320.25. So I look for strong, strong places where prices reacted before. So that's how I get my levels. And so for the breakdown of how I would trade this, so um, if price, as we see pre-market, if it stays below, and we'll switch it to it. If it stays below my 308.88, what I do is if it comes back up at the beginning of the market open, say if it pushes down and hit my first take profit, that's fine. I don't chase. We don't have FOMO. What I do is make it come back and tell me that's what it's want to do. Either I wait for it to come back and test the PD low, my PD 15 low, or I wait for it to hit my to test my EMA. The 8 EMA is the white line, 21. It has to come back and hold at that level, and then I'll and come back down with volume. Got to confirm with volume, and a lot of times I'll switch down to the actual 2 minute for this to happen because for my entry, I actually switch down to the 2 minute. I wait for a 2 minute candle to close, and then to follow with another candle in that direction with volume, and then that's my entry, and I put my stop on the other side of that, and then I'll get out. I'll wait for it to hit my take profit, and that's where I get out. If I have multiple contracts, I scale out, meaning I sell some low. So say if I had four contracts, I'm gonna sell half at my first take profit. I'll sell two, and then if it's still moving in my direction with volume, I'll sell another half at the take profit and I'll leave a runner. And but also I move my stop to break even at each one. I move my stop loss only after it hits and it goes with volume because I want to protect the profits. And on for the upside, same thing. It has I don't get in just because it starts moving that direction. I wait until it breaks 310.42, and it breaks and come back and it closes on 2 minute candle, and then it retests, closes, and then comes back with a 2 minute candle going in my direction with volume. Um, and and then that's where I get in, putting the stop loss on the other side of where I got in, and the same concept. I take half at my first take profit, and then I scale out even further to and moving my stop loss as it going to capture the all of the take profits that I can. But while it's not about it's not about the money that I'm making. It's about me keeping the keeping the profit. So that's why stop loss is so important. Sorry for making this longer, but I just wanted to break down exactly what I do. So because I know on the previous videos, I've always just went ahead and had the lines on, but I wanted to make sure that you understood how I got those lines and what I did because I want to make it simple. And I'll do this a couple of more times just because I want to make sure I provide you with a complete plan. But we all know that in here, I do not do any trading because that's my do not trade. That's where the market is indecisive. So that's where I would say if you see the price in here, don't trade. Be patient. Patience is what helps. Um, so these are my key. That's my key levels for today. You know, if it breaks 308.88, my take profit. I mean, my the targets that I'm looking at is 305.12, 302.57, and 300.28. If it breaks and holds at the for 310.42 for the high, for calls I'm looking at 314.42, 316.92, and then 320.25. That is my bullish and bearish plan for the day. And we know we skip if it stays in between the 308.88 and the 310.42. So and so that's the sequence. That's the sequence I look for: box, break, retest, confirm. But the patience that never changes. So drop a comment, bullish or bearish. Which way do you think Apple breaks today? And if this is helping you build a real plan before the bell, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. This is You Got Options, where we study the levels, wait for agreement, trade with discipline. Y'all have a great day. Happy trading. God bless.